The Essays of Warren Buffett, Lessons for Corporate America reads like a masterclass in business wisdom, brought to life through the words of one of the most successful investors of all time. Buffett doesn't just teach you about investing, he invites you to think differently about business, money, and life. His essays are brimming with stories, insights, and practical lessons that feel as relevant to the individual investor as they do to the CEO of a billion-dollar corporation. Imagine sitting across from Buffett in a cozy room, as he leans back in his chair and begins to share the secrets of his success. There's no jargon or pretension, just straightforward advice, laced with wit and humility. You're drawn in, not just by the clarity of his ideas but by the genuine sense of integrity and common sense that underpins everything he says. The mindset of an owner. Buffett starts with the fundamental principle that investing isn't about trading stocks or timing the market, it's about owning pieces of businesses. He urges you to think of every investment as if you were buying the entire company. Picture yourself as the sole owner of a diner in your hometown. Would you judge its value based on daily foot traffic, or would you focus on the quality of the food, the loyalty of the customers, and the long-term potential for growth? Buffett wants you to adopt that same perspective with your investments. It's not about what the market thinks today, it's about what the business can deliver over time. Intrinsic value, the anchor in a sea of noise. One of Buffett's most powerful concepts is intrinsic value, the true worth of a business based on its future cash flows. It's not a number you can find on a stock ticker or in the financial headlines. Instead, it's the result of careful analysis, patience, and a willingness to ignore the market's mood swings. Buffett compares the market to a temperamental partner, sometimes euphoric and sometimes deeply pessimistic. Mr. Market, as he calls it, will try to pull you into his emotional chaos. But your job is to stay grounded. When Mr. Market is overly optimistic, sell him something. When he's fearful, buy from him. Never let his whims dictate your decisions. Patience and the power of compounding. If there's one thing Buffett emphasizes more than anything else, it's patience. He likens the process of investing to planting a tree. You don't plant a seed and expect a forest overnight. Instead, you water it, tend to it, and trust in the natural power of growth. Buffett's own life is a testament to the magic of compounding. By letting time and discipline work their magic, he's turned modest beginnings into unparalleled wealth. His advice is clear: don't chase quick wins. Instead, find a few great businesses and let them grow. The importance of quality. Buffett loves businesses with durable competitive advantages, those he calls economic castles with moats. Think of Coca-Cola, a brand so ingrained in global culture that it's nearly impossible to displace. These are the companies you want to own, businesses that dominate their industries, generate consistent profits, and stand the test of time. He warns against spreading your investments too thin. Instead of owning a little bit of everything, focus on a few exceptional opportunities. Depth, not breadth, is where real wealth is built. Trust and integrity, non-negotiables. Buffett's approach to leadership and investing always comes back to trust. He places immense value on the character of a company's management. Would you partner with someone you don't respect or trust? Of course not. For Buffett, investing is no different. He teaches you to look for leaders who prioritize their shareholders, reinvest wisely, and make decisions with integrity. It's not enough for a company to deliver strong numbers, its leadership must act as stewards of your capital. Avoiding debt and staying in your lane. Buffett's essays are also filled with warnings against the dangers of excessive debt, the temptation of speculation, and the risks of overconfidence. He shares stories of companies that crumbled under their own weight because they borrowed too much or strayed too far from their core strengths. He advises you to do the opposite: stay within your circle of competence. Know what you understand, and don't be afraid to admit what you don't. It's better to be a master of a few areas than to dabble in many and fail. Mistakes are lessons, not failures. What's refreshing about Buffett's writing is his willingness to admit mistakes. He openly discusses the times he got it wrong, whether it was overpaying for a company or missing an opportunity. But these aren't stories of regret, they're lessons. His humility reminds you that no one, not even the greatest investor of all time, gets it right every time. What matters is learning from those missteps and using them to refine your strategy. Focus on the long game. Buffett's overarching philosophy can be summed up in one word: longevity. Whether he's talking about investments, business partnerships, or personal relationships, his focus is always on the long term. He teaches you to think not in weeks or months but in decades. In your own life, this might mean prioritizing relationships that enrich you, careers that challenge and fulfill you, and investments that build enduring value. His essays challenge you to resist the pull of instant gratification and embrace the steady, rewarding journey of compounding success over time. A roadmap for life and business. At its core, the Essays of Warren Buffett is about much more than investing. It's a philosophy for living thoughtfully, acting ethically, and making decisions that stand the test of time. Whether you're managing a company, growing your portfolio, or simply trying to make better choices, Buffett's wisdom is a beacon of clarity in a world that often feels chaotic and short-sighted. He leaves you with a sense of confidence, not in quick fixes or flashy strategies but in the quiet power of understanding, patience, and integrity. Following his principles, you're not just playing the game of business or investing, you're building something meaningful and lasting.